Good morning, everyone. In this week's Torah portion, after the sale of Joseph, we have the story of Yehuda, who has 3 sons. And a woman by the name of Tamar marries his first son and he dies, marries the second son and he dies. And now Yehuda, according to the laws of levirate marriage, has to allow Tamar to marry his third son, Shelah. But he's apprehensive, he's concerned, so he stalls, he delays, he says, my son is too young, let him grow up. But she wants to have a child with Judah. So what does she do? She disguises herself as a harlot, stands on the side of the road, engages with him, and then ultimately takes collateral for payment. And when she is not found to be given the payment, she then he discovers that she is pregnant and accuses her of having been with another man, been unfaithful. And sure enough, she sends the 3 items, the staff, the signet ring, and the wrap to Judah and says, the man to whom these belong, it is from this person that I am pregnant. And at this point, Yehuda confesses, admits his wrongdoing with Tamar, and he says, she is more righteous than I am. It is for me that she has become pregnant. And the word Yehuda means to confess, to admit. He admitted. And our rabbis say that it was at this moment that Judah admitted and confessed his sin with Tamar that he became destined to be the king of Israel. He became the leader of the brothers and the leader of all the future generations, all the kings of Israel, David, Solomon, all are descendants from Judah, the tribe of Judah. The question is, why is it that when he admits his wrongdoing with the sale of Joseph and with the engagement of Tamar, why is it then that he becomes destined to become a king and a ruler and a leader? And the answer is in the Talmud. The Talmud says we don't appoint a leader over the community unless they have a kufsah shel shratzim, which means a bag of creeping insects on their back, which means unless they have skeletons in their closet, unless they are imperfect and they overcame their flaws. Judah is the first Baal Teshuvah, the first person to repent, to acknowledge their wrongdoing. And that's what qualifies him to be a great leader. Because the 2 criteria of a leader, the most important traits, is humility and compassion. And therefore, if the leader is perfect, and they don't have anything in their past that they're ashamed of, then they can't have true humility. Only when they know they have, as the Talmud says, a bag of skeletons over their back, then they can remain humble. The second thing every leader needs is compassion, empathy. And in order to empathize with another person, you have to have your own imperfections, your own struggles. And therefore, for him to become a king, he had to have made mistakes and overcame them and admitted their mistakes and become a Baal Teshuvah, and then he was worthy to be a king of Israel. There's a story told about this fellow from California. He was involved with gangs and all sorts of substance abuse and different negative environments, and he became a Baal Teshuvah. He became closer to God, to Judaism. He went to Israel, studied in yeshiva, was becoming more observant. Before Yom Kippur, the rabbis tell him the custom is you go to the mikveh, you immerse yourself in a body of water before the holy day of Yom Kippur. So he goes to the mikveh in Jerusalem. He sees all these religious Jews going into the water, and he has a problem because on his body he has tattoos on his biceps, on his chest, all over, and many of them are immodest pictures of lewd women and other things like that. So he doesn't know what to do. So he finds a corner in the mikveh, undresses discreetly, takes the biggest towel he can find, wraps himself from his neck down to his toes. He figures he'll get to the water, get in and out fast. As he's walking through the crowded mikveh, someone brushes up against him accidentally, and his towel falls down. And there he's standing in the middle of the mikveh with all of these pictures on his body, amongst all these religious Jews, and everyone's staring at him, and he's so embarrassed. All of a sudden, an elderly man with a white beard comes up to him and says, don't feel bad. I also have a tattoo. And he looks at him like, you have a tattoo? And he rolls up his sleeve and he shows him the number from the concentration camp on his arm. He said, listen, I've been through my hell, you've been through your hell, but that's in the past. Tonight's Yom Kippur, it's a new year, it's a day of cleansing. Come, let us celebrate the new year together. That's the message of leadership. Leadership means we all have imperfections, but the beauty of Judaism and Torah is that we could always become better, we could always change our ways, we could always improve, we could always change course, we could always stop